Caitlin Clark is way more important to the WNBA than Tiger Woods was to men's golf, even though he was huge. And to then see this negativity, like why? And what should have been done? I looked seriously at the leadership of the WNBA. And how could you not be prepared for this moment? You've seen it happening in the Big Ten. You've seen it at Iowa. You see these TV ratings.
Brennan just exposed the WNBA in a major way.
Christine Brennan is one of the best sports writers in the country, has been for a long time.
Top journalist breaks silence on WNBA anti-Caitlin Clark plan. This changes everything. In a thunderous takedown that's reverberating across the world of women's basketball, legendary USA Today journalist Christine Brennan has delivered what may be the most explosive truth bomb yet about the WNBA. In a meticulously researched exposé, Brennan lays bare what fans, analysts, and former players have suspected for months: the WNBA wasn't just unprepared for Caitlin Clark's stardom, it actively fumbled the opportunity of a generation.
It came out what she had to say in this book was going to shake the ground of the WNBA. She's been around for a very long time, and she knows the inner and outer workings of this league. Christine Brennan let it be known in multiple interviews that the WNBA was not ready for a superstar like Caitlin Clark.
Brennan, a veteran of major sports coverage, boldly called out the league's leadership, from the commissioner's office to legacy players, for their failure to embrace and protect the league's most marketable player in decades. According to Brennan, Caitlin Clark isn't just a rising star, she's the Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan of women's basketball rolled into one. Yet instead of rallying around her, the WNBA was plagued by resentment, cliques, and outdated mentalities that treated Clark as a threat instead of a blessing. In her new book, Brennan reveals shocking behind-the-scenes accounts, including one WNBA executive comparing Clark to Maya Moore the day after she declared for the draft, a moment Brennan describes as the ultimate, we don't get it, failure.
The thing I don't get, Christine, is that in the case of Tiger and in the case of Jordan, the other players and the league around them, in Tiger's case the PGA Tour, realized that a rising tide raises all boats, and were incredibly supportive of Tiger and Jordan. With Caitlin, it seems like, for whatever reason, she's polarizing. Like, she's been hit with more flagrant fouls than any player ever this year. They tried to come at you when you were writing a story and said, don't ask questions about why people don't like Caitlin Clark. But I'm going to ask you, Christine, why is she polarizing in your opinion? Why do people not embrace the phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark?
Rather than seizing the surge in interest, ticket sales, and viewership Caitlin brought, the league dragged its feet on marketing, merchandising, and scheduling. Even worse, Brennan exposes a toxic culture of jealousy, where veterans, coaches, and even some media figures resented Clark's spotlight. Instead of seeing her as the rising tide to lift all boats, many saw her as competition. Brennan recounts multiple disturbing incidents, missed fouls, targeted hits, and tone-deaf press conferences, that painted a picture of a league caught flat-footed by its own success. The tension was palpable. Sold-out arenas, skyrocketing jersey sales, and national headlines collided with passive leadership and locker room bitterness.
I've been very fortunate to be at Wimbledon's and Super Bowls and Tiger Woods and you name it, I've covered it. And I'm so lucky to have done that. And I found myself fascinated, who is this? And I'm getting text messages from guys who would never have watched a second of women's basketball. Good guys, they want their daughters to play sports. I mean, good people, but just And they're texting, are you there? I'm watching, are you seeing this performance? And that told me something that I actually was very helpful to be at home watching it versus being on press row, talking to a bunch of other journalists, that okay, there's something going on in the country here. And it's everyone's fascinated and people are standing in line for hours in the cold around the Big Ten, this barnstorming tour. And it's all about a basketball player who happens to be a woman.
Brennan's account makes it clear. This wasn't just a missed PR opportunity, it was self-sabotage at the highest levels. The WNBA had the ticket to global expansion and long-term relevance in Caitlin Clark, and fumbled it. As Brennan boldly states, this is no longer about individual players. It's about a broken system that preferred the comfort of mediocrity over the challenge of greatness. Her reporting doesn't just critique, it indicts. And now, the league is under a spotlight brighter than ever. Will it adapt, support its stars, and build a future? Or will it continue to be its own worst enemy? One thing is clear, after Brennan's revelations, nothing will ever be the same again.